Hello, and welcome to Walking by Faith Mission Church. This is Pastor Nick here, and I'm here today to bring you the closeout of the book of Enoch. This particular book that I read was published by R.H. Charles. That's R.H. Charles, and I want to give him his due credit for doing so. I just want to bring you a brief update to close it all out. Catch part one, if you will. It's posted up on the ministry website, or you can catch it on YouTube, wherever Pastor Ramon has placed it. So I want to go ahead and close this out, the book of the book of Enoch. I'm sorry, I keep saying Noah, but it's the book of Enoch. I'll go ahead and close it out. But I want to bring you an update, if you will. We found out that from part one, a lot about the names of fallen angels and some of the things that they committed and they did. So just for a brief understanding, the names of fallen angels were given in the book of Enoch. Also give you an idea of some of the names, which I don't want to go into because they really don't deserve any publication in my view. But I named a few of them for you there if you want to get the idea of some of the names. Also, part one gave you insight into mankind and their relationship with the fallen angels before the flood. And it was something that was almost unbelievable, what the things that the fallen angels did with mankind back before God wiped everything out. But Noah was saved to repopulate the earth and get us to where we are now. All the fallen angels who sinned with mankind were rounded up by Michael, the ones who did the leading, and their judgment was handed down when God decided to take action, and we found out that it really wasn't too good for them. So I want to go ahead and close this out with you, if you will, because it kind of gives us an idea and a sight into the things that are going to actually take place and happen with the coming of the Lord for the second time here on the earth. So here's the book. It's called the Book of Enoch. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out, okay? Now, I want to close it out with what Enoch wrote to his son Methuselah. And it said, those who have done good shall wait for those days till an end is made of those who work evil, and an end to the might of transgressors. And he's talking about sinful mankind. And wait ye indeed until sin has passed away, for their names shall be blotted out of the book of life, and out of the holy books, and their seed shall be destroyed forever. And their spirits shall be slain, and they shall cry and make lamentations, such as if they were lost in a wilderness, and in fire shall they burn. For there is no earth there. And what he's talking about is that those who die not believing in the Lord Jesus Christ, paying their sin debt, and those who have already died before our time now, as we speak live right now today, in the year of 2025, the lake of fire and brimstone is where all of the wicked dead and the wicked fallen angels shall wind up for eternity. And no one can place a time on eternity. And Enoch says, and I asked one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto him, what is this shining thing that I see? For is it not a heaven, but only the flame of a blazing fire, and the voice of weeping and crying and lamentation and pain? And there it is that he described the lake that burns with fire and brimstone. Wow. This is what happens to those who will be there. And when he inquired this of the angel said unto him, the place which you see, here are cast the spirit of sinners and blasphemers, and of those who work wickedness, and of those who pervert everything the Lord has spoken through the mouths of the prophets, even the things that shall be. Meaning that God's saying, don't say I didn't tell you. And note the word spirits, because you see, again, I want to bring you up to date. And even if you didn't miss part 1, I want to bring you up to date what he's talking about when he says spirits, okay? Spirits is who you and I and everyone who inhabits a human body are. We're spirits, okay? And the spirit is made up of 3 parts: body, spirit, and soul. You see, this is the vehicle that God gave you and I, man, woman, doesn't matter, boy, girl. This is what he gave you and I, the vehicle to experience life here on earth with, okay? And, you know, I've pondered this point a lot, and I'm not sure whether you have or not, but, you know, God could have done anything he wanted to do with us in creating us. But he gave us his body, okay? But he didn't mean for the body to last forever and forever. He gave us this body to put us in this world because we became part of him, okay? We're spirits, we're eternal. We cannot die. You see, when we leave this body, we're going somewhere else, all right? You are not going to die. The body, okay, the vehicle will perish. And if you're listening to this and you're about as old as I am, you understand these things, okay? That the body will perish. So, with that being said, all right, I want you to understand that the body is going to perish. It's just a vehicle that God gave you to experience life. Then you have soul. So you have body and you have soul. And soul is the power source from God that makes the body work. It turns the brain on, allows you to think. It opens the eyes where you can see. The camera now works. The heart now pumps to replenish the blood in the body, the way God designed it to work. So body, spirit, and soul, okay? The soul is the power source, and that will return to God when you leave this body. So you have body and soul covered. Now let's get to spirit. And spirit is who you really are, and you're not going to die. When you leave this body and you leave this earth, you're going somewhere, and you're eternal. Okay? So understand that, all right? For, you know, in order that, I want to read on, it says, in order that the angels may read them and know what shall befall the sinners and the spirits of the humble and of those who have afflicted their bodies and been recompensed by God, and of those who have been out to shame by wicked men. In other words, God's trying to say we need to understand the comprehension of what sin does. All right? Sin kills the body. It stops it from being really prosperous. Okay? That's why we grow old, because of sin. And when you came into this world, you inherited original sin. And that is what sin does. Sin destroys. And you can see, if you're about my age, I'm 78 presently, you can see exactly what, okay, this thing does to our body. All right? And that's why God made us in 3 parts. 1, the body, to experience life in the world. 2, the soul, giving us the power source where everything works, and that returns to him when we leave the body. And spirit is who we really are. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to die. There's a place waiting for you, all right? There's a place waiting for you, and it's called eternity to come. And where you wind up at depends on the choices that you make in this lifetime. So I want you to understand that. and I want to continue on, and it says, and they shall be resplendent for times without number, for righteousness is the judgment of God, for to the faithful he will give faithfulness in the habitation of upright paths, meaning that what's waiting for you, you can't imagine in your heart and your mind, because the paths will be all righteousness. And they shall see those who were born in darkness led into darkness, while the righteous shall be resplendent, meaning that you'll be everlasting and everlasting in righteousness. And the sinners shall cry aloud and see us, and they will indeed go where days and seasons are prescribed for them. In other words, they have a destination totally separate from yours and from mine. So I would highly recommend you reading the book of Enoch. It will expand your understanding and help you read the Bible, and so that you can understand, especially if you get into the book of Revelation, because God's right now in the process of closing everything down in time. You see, the stage has been set, the curtain's up, and the final act of mankind, all right, is now taking place. Personally, by my beliefs and what I truly believe, and I don't know where you are on this point, I don't think the world can go past the year 2030. I really don't. But God has a plan. It's all going to wrap up. And right now, presently, if you've been following us, you know that right now we're at a pause in Revelation, the 6th chapter, and the 11th verse. And the next thing that we're looking for is a great earthquake that's going to take place in the world, and the sun is going to turn black as sackcloth. Now, maybe God will rapture us out of here, those who he intends to take in the rapture before that happens. Maybe not. But that's the next great event that's getting ready to take place to move the book of Revelation on from the 6th chapter and the 11th verse. So I just wanted to give you this brief update called Part 2 of the book of Enoch. When you read it, you can get it online too if you want. I'm sure it's free online. When you read it, it'll give you some understanding. Enoch was shown a lot of things about how the heavens operate, how the earth operates with the seasons and so forth. It's just really a really comprehensive book to grant you some understanding. So I highly recommend it. I think you should get to it. And stay with us now. Check with us at the website, wbfm.life. That's WBFM, period, life, L-I-F-E, and life is in lowercase, WBFM is capitalized. Check us out there, because we put a lot of good videos on there to inform you. There are Bible studies on there, and plenty stuff for you to understand. Because basically, you and I, we walk the fence line of life. And on that fence line, there's two that divides the pasture. One is the pasture of light, and one is the pasture of darkness. And Satan and his cohorts will be in that pasture of darkness, trying to get you to get down off the fence line of life that you're walking into that pasture of darkness. And they'll tell you, if you let them into your heart and your mind, they'll tell you, oh, look, I know exactly what you want. Come over here, and I'm going to take you to it. And they'll walk you off into that pasture of darkness, okay, way away from the fence line of life. So get on the website, look for it. It'll give you some insight into life itself. And stay with us, because as things move along, check the website. We'll be moving along with the book of Revelation and keep you posted for those of us who may not be raptured out of here. I pray maybe I do get raptured out, but God already has that pre-designed for my life and your life already. So if I'm not raptured out of here, that means God has a purpose for me, and we'll continue communicating with you through the end of tribulation or until God decides to bring us home into his glorious presence. All praise, honor, and glory are yours, Lord Jesus Christ, and yours, God our Father. And how thankful we are, Father, for the Lord Jesus Christ. Be blessed. Stay with us. Take care. We'll see you soon.